Shabbat shalom, everyone. We are still some minutes before we're going to start this thing, but before we do, if you feel comfortable and no pressure, but it's really great to have a lot of voices as close as possible. So if you feel comfortable and you see some empty seats in front of you and want to move forward, please, please, please come on up.
We seek to be trees in a forest of song, and a forest is supported by its closeness. $332.
I think I know where I put my sermon. I'm not totally sure.
What do you? I actually am preparing myself a cup of tea. Thank you. certain number of capo and instrument changes tonight. I will flow as slow flowing, floatingly as I can, but I beg your patience in a couple of key moments.
Great.
Shabbat Shalom. We're starting on page 332 tonight. Yedid nefesh avarachan neshoch avdecha eretz onecha yarut letecha kmo hayam yishtachaveh elu hadarcha yerav lo yedidutecha minofet zuf bechol tam Adonai ziv haolam nafshi cholat ahavtecha Anael narafanara Beharona Noam Zivach Az titchazek v'titrabeh V'hayta la simchat olam Vatigyemu narachamecha v'chusanav al bein avuvecha Ki ze kama ניצבתי לראות בתפארת עוזך אליי חמדת ליבי חוסנה ואמנתי תעלם יגאלנה ופרוס חביבי עליי את סוכת שלומך תאיר ארץ מכבודך נגיע
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome to folks who it's your first time here, it's your 100th time here, it's your 900th time here. Good Shabbos. I want to invite you to join me. Oh, is it not? Is it on now?
Oh, yeah, you are live.
Okay, good Shabbos. Welcome. I want to invite you, if you're like me and you've been running around all day, to just take a moment. I see many people closed their eyes, which I love. And I invite you, if you'd like, to also open your eyes and just take a quick peek around the room. Notice each other. There's a lot of sweet, beloved people in here. Maybe notice the art on the walls. Maybe notice our friends on the live stream. Hello. We just had a Shabbat dinner with our conversion and affirmation program in the library right before services. So we sang Shalom Aleichem. We welcomed the angels in loudly and raucously. So sitting with us tonight are also a few angels, a few people, a few spirits, energies, just the world is in here with us tonight. And invite you to notice each other, to notice yourself, and to notice all of the people, the beings that are here with us that maybe we can't see. Maybe that's the trees, maybe that's the sound of the creek outside, maybe that's the wind over the grass, whatever it might be for you. Just bring it all in with you. And we'll sing.
It's here.
It's here. And we'll sing.
Are we doing this stuff before we engage?
Oh, yes, we're lighting candles. I really needed the moment to arrive tonight, folks.
I mean, I'm good to go.
You're good to go. I was like, MJ, just start playing. I'm really excited to call up our dear friend Alona Brand and the loved ones who are here with Alona Brand to light candles tonight. And you'll find that on page 2 of your Siddur. Us and all the angels and all of our loved ones will be on page 2. Yes. So this friend, I'm going to hand you this. Thanks. And I'll show you how this works. This little wick that comes out right here, and you can tap it right here.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
I'll trade you.
Thank you.
This for this. Would you like to sing the blessing into the mic?
Yeah, let's do it.
Great.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shanu b'mitzvota v'tzivanu lechadikne shel Shabbat.
Alona, before you sit down, I'd love to offer you a little bracha. Alona is celebrating a really special milestone, an adult bar mitzvah, this weekend with some close family and friends. And I just want to offer you the bracha of the Shabbat candlelight, and to really be able to take it in and let it fill you up and feel the warmth of people who love you and who care about you, the warmth of Shabbos, the warmth of your learning, of all of the people and places you come from in love. And may it just be a sweet, bright, gentle weekend of joy for you and everyone who loves you.
We'll pick up together singing our way into Kabbalat Shabbat on page 12, number 3 online. Turn to the next page, the last paragraph on that page, Yismechu Hashemayim. Page 13.
ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ ירם הים ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ ירם הים השמיים ותגל הארץ ירם הים ומלואו ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ ירם הים
We'll turn all the way forward to page 18, rising or rooting on page 18.
מזמור לדוד עבור אדוני באלים עבור אדוני כבוד ועוז עבור אדוני כבוד שמו ישתחוו לאדוני בהדרת הקודש כל אדוני על המים אל הכבוד ההרים אדוני על מים רבים אדוני על מים רבים כל אדוני בכוח כל אדוני בהדר כל אדוני שובר ארזים וישבר
You can take a seat. We'll call out together number 1 on your colorful supplemental sheets.
We are invited in this prayer to find and work out our tangled places. That's what I'm doing. Anna b'choach gedulat yemincha tatir terura Anna b'choach gedulat yemincha tatir terura kamel rinat amcha safeinu tareinu nohora. Ay, ay, ay. gedulat yemincha tatir zerura kamel rinat amcha sarveinu tareinu nor. Ay, 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 ay.
We'll turn to page 20. Our tradition for these words, L'chadodi, are to, for those who want, leave this space and go out and dance on the 50th Street side of the building. We'll sing together on page 20.
Shabbat dodi likrat Kabbalat b'nei Shabbat nita habila shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad yishnianu el hamyuchad Adonai echad
לתפארת ולתהילה. הולך אדוני לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. הולך אדוני לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מכם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. הולך אדוני לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. הולך אדוני לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה, קומי צאי מתוך ההפכה. רב לך שבט בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך נלה. הולך אדוני לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. הולך אדוני לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. התנערי מעפר קומי, לבשי בגדי תפארתך עמי. עליית בן ישי בן הלחמי, קור ואל נפשי גאלה. הולך אדוני לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. הולך אדוני לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, כי בא אורך, קומי אורי. אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. הולך אדוני לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. הולך אדוני לקראת קהלה, בני שבת לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לא תבושי ולא תקלמי, מה תשתחווי ומה תהני. פח יחסו עניי עמי, וניתתה יראתי לה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. ויום סוסי ורחקו כל עלייך, יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כמסוס חתן הקטן. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי. היד איש בן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. איי איי לה 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 לה, איי לה 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 לה, איי איי לה 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 לה, איי לה לה ay 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 la 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 ay la 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 ay la 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 ay 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 la 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 ay la Let's greet our beloveds back into the room and let them know that the fun is not just happening on the front porch. Oh, lecha dodi. Ay la 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 Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat Shabbat shalom! We made it!
Shabbos is still here, though.
We'll move our way together into Mariv, into our evening service, rising or rooting on page 28, number 8 online. Yadadamba, yadadai, Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach, Le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach, Le'olam va'ed. Folks can be seated. Or not, if it is your tradition to rise for the Shema on page 34. Feel free to stay on your feet. Page 34. Shema.
Shema
Yisrael. You may be seated. Ve'ahavta
et Adonai Elohecha, uvechol amavcha, uvechol nafshecha, uvechol meotecha, vehayu hadarim ha'ele, asher anochi mitzavecha, hayom alvavecha, V'shinatam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'vetecha, uv'lechtecha b'derech, uv'shoftecha uv'kumecha, uv'sharta lehot ta'evdecha, v'hayiru et otafot b'nenecha, uv'chtavtam Amizuzot beitecha uvisharecha Lema'an tizkeru v'asitem kol mitzvotai v'yetem kedoshim leloechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeichi etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem. You can join us for Mi Chamocha on page 40.
It's the angels are messing with my strings. They're here with us right now.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדע בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. חוטך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זהליאנו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. יאי לי לי יאי, יאי לי לי יאי, איי 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 להרגיב אדוני את יעקב, וקהלות מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני קהל ישראל.
You can turn your pages to page 42.
ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ותקננו ותעשינו ואת פניך, והושיענו. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ותקננו ואת פניך, והושיענו. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ותקננו ועצה טובה מלפניך, והושיענו. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ותקננו בעצה טובה מלפניך, והושיענו.
Can join us on page 44. Invite you to root or to rise.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Invite you to join us on page 46.
Adonai, Sefatai Tiftach, Ufiagi, Teilatecha, Adonai, Sefatai Tiftach,
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
We take a moment here to call to mind the names of people in our lives in need of healing, in need of care, in need of support. Maybe there's people whose names we know and people whose names we don't know. I'm going to take a moment. We'll sing in just a moment, but I'm going to move my gaze across the room, and I invite you to say quietly or out loud names of people whose healing and support you're praying for. I'll start on this side. I invite you to join us on your supplement. Number 2. When the world is sick, can no one be well? But I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. When the world is sick, can no one be well? But I dreamt they were all beautiful and strong. Oh, Elna Rifana la. Oh, Elna Rifana la.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. I think I've mentioned up here before that my mom has been living with cancer for many years. Thank God she's doing well these days. I found my mom to be a source of great wisdom around living with life-threatening disease. Emblematic of her wisdom is the title of her favorite cancer book, a graphic memoir titled "Cancer Made Me a More Shallow Person." My mom has a strong aversion towards cancer-based cliches, particularly when these cliches are delivered by well-meaning folks in a tone of high school gym teacher. One of her least favorite pieces of advice: you just need to maintain a positive attitude. I heard the audible groan, and I also just want to note, that many of us at one time or another, out of love or concern or not knowing what to say, have probably said exactly those words, and maybe they've even been helpful. However, my mom has taught me about the alternative, the healing power of kvetching, of occasional wallowing, of acknowledging the terribleness of suffering. And here's where things get a bit confusing for me. I totally buy my mom's thesis that internal or external pressure to maintain a positive attitude is often BS. And I've witnessed the positive impact of a positive attitude on my mom's and other folks' journeys through hard stuff, including illness. While there's not a straight path from hope to healing, there's something about grit and honesty and love that can help people keep going. Which leaves me wondering today, while we can't force this type of thinking on ourselves or others, how do we cultivate the resources we need to make it through hard times? To this question, I want to bring 3 bored rabbis and a wizard. We find our bored rabbis today speaking from the pages of the Talmud, the strange and gorgeous multivocal volume of stories and law that forms the cornerstone of the Jewish literary tradition. Our Talmud introduces us to Emeimar, Mar Zutra, and Rav Ashi. Over the course of several pages of Masechet Brachot, we see these 3 talk about and go through a lot together. We hear them discuss details of how to bless your second, and then your third, and then your 4th cup of wine, the minutia of divorce law, and I kid you not, whether eating vegetables in the morning leads to bad breath. We've also seen them take care of each other. In one story, Rav Ashi witnesses his buddy Zutra getting hangry in the king's palace. Ashi reaches and steals some food from a platter that was on its way to be served to the king. Ashi places this food into his angry/hungry friend's mouth. When the king's butler confronts him, Ashi magically creates a spot of mold on the king's food, points to it out to the butler, transforming his potentially scandalous theft of kingly food into a heroic act of food inspection. The moral of this story is, I actually have no idea what the moral of that particular story is. But the story I want to tell about these 3 begins with these words. Kol chad vechad minan lema milta de la shima le lechavare. Each of us should say something that the others haven't heard before. I love this intro. Let's each tell each other a story we haven't heard. It feels like such a true portrayal of old friends. Do we still have anything that we haven't already said to each other 20 times over? Apparently for these 3, the answer is yes. We'll be learning just one of the teachings that they gave that evening. One of the friends asked the following question. If you have a dream, or a friend has a dream about you, and you don't understand if it's a good dream or a bad dream, a good omen or a bad omen, what are you supposed to do? He then answers his own question. You are supposed to stand before the high priest and the entire people of Israel and pray, Ribono shel olam, Master of the universe, I am yours and my dreams are yours. I dreamed a dream and I do not know what it is. Whether I have dreamed of myself, whether my friends have dreamed of me, or whether I have dreamed of others, if the dreams are good, strengthen them and reinforce them like the dreams of Yosef. And if the dreams require healing, heal them like the bitter waters of Mara by Moses, and like Miriam from her leprosy. And just as you transformed the curse of Balaam, the wicked into a blessing, so transform all my dreams for me for the best. So what just happened here? Again, we have a person who has had a dream. Let's say I've had a dream that a giant tangerine tries to eat me, but then gives me a straw and allows me to drink from it. I am not at all sure if this is a good dream or a bad dream. I'm supposed to say to God, God, if you intend this as a good dream, may I end up with a week full of delicious juice? And God, if this dream is sick, if it portends bad stuff happening, like if I am going to accidentally cause an avalanche of tangerines at the co-op this week, I ask that you heal my dream. This prayer leaves me wondering, what does it actually mean to heal a dream? And this big question, I think, relates to a smaller question. In the end of the prayer that we just heard, we say, just as you transformed the curse of Balaam into a blessing, transform my dream. So how does God transform dreams, and who the heck is Balaam? This gets us to our wizard. Our Torah portion begins by introducing us to a freelance wizard named Balaam. An evil king hires this wizard to curse the Jewish people. Balaam is a total pro. He composes his curses carefully. He stands on top of a cliff overlooking the people of Israel as they wander in the wilderness. He opens his mouth to curse, and only blessings come out. If we put this story back in the context of our prayer and dreams, we seem to be praying for an unexpected transformation. It's a goofy metaphor, but I find myself thinking about all the times in my life where I have looked up at the proverbial ominous wizard on the cliff above me, sure that a curse is about to rain down, confident that the way of a broken world is towards more breaking. Our Talmud does not promise that this curse will never come, but it does tell us that it is possible to ask for something else, to pray in dreams towards a God who exists in the healing transformation. And gosh, can this type of ask be hard to make? I suspect that I am not alone here in knowing the strain that hope can bring when the normal path of a hard thing is towards more sorrow. And I think it's notable that our Talmudic prayer comes out of this sweet conversation of three friends. I think it's important that the dream prayer is said during the priestly blessing in front of one's entire community. The vision of hope imagined here is not a dream detached from the hardship of reality. Rather, it is a vision born out in community, a burden that friends and neighbors carry together. God here is manifest through our ability to acknowledge our tender hardships, to witness each other's pains, and to provide support. In this season, which holds each of us in our own burdens and the wider weight of a world that is suffering, I pray for an omen transformation. I pray towards a God that can sustain this community with dreams of a healed world. Shabbat Shalom. We'll continue with an opportunity for blessing. I'll invite folks to find the words of this blessing on the back of your colorful sheets. And I'll invite our Zoom friends to begin queuing us up with some additional brachot. Hamalach hagoel oti, Hamalach hagoel oti mikol ra, Yevarech et haneyarim, v'yikra vehem shemi. V'shem avotai, v'shem avotai, Avraham v'Yitzchak v'yigdu la'arov b'kerev ha'aretz. Yismechem Elohim kazara keRivka kerachel u'chelea keEphraim v'chi Menashe. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
Can you hear that song?
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha.
Can you hear that song?
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
Can you hear that song?
Yedadaya, yadaya, yayo. Yedadaya, may all the hard stuff turn into blessing for all of us. May our rabbis never be too bored, and may their stories, dreams, and prayers be healing. May all our dreams lead to understanding. May we recall that brachot are often tucked into the most surprising places. May we provide a quiet, healing place for each other here and in our dreams. May we be blessed to create, transform, and welcome the dance of change. May we each find our way to hope. May we all find the way to transform our dreams to help us work through the hard things. May we meet the resources we need to transform our positive dreams into reality. May we keep fighting trust and fighting towards trust and acceptance. May we hold hope and comfort together with complexity in moving forward. May we have precious long-term friends who can kvetch with us on our way to healing. And may we have the fortitude to dream of a new world together. Ken yehi ratzon. Yedadaya, yadaya, yo. Yedadaya, yadaya, yo, yo. We'll rise in body or spirit as we begin to close out the service on page 284. V'hashevota, v'hashevota, elevavecha, ki Adonai, Hua Elohim, Hua Elohim. O v'hashevota, v'hashevota, elevavecha, ki Shechina, Hi Elohim, v'nehema, v'hayadonai hamelech al kol haaretz, v'yom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo Folks can be seated. In a moment, we'll say the words of Mourner's Kaddish and a list of names that we're remembering. But before we get there, our community has had the tradition over the course of the last 10 months in order to be able to represent all the names that we can't say of those that died on October 7th in Israel and all who have died in Israel and Gaza since that day. We've been singing the words of Oseh Shalom and praying for a world, again, that is moving in the direction of healing. I'll invite us to sing together again. Oseh Shalom Nimromav, Uyaseh Shalom Aleichem. I'll read a list of names. If you hear a name of someone that you love, feel free to raise your hand if you'd like and share just a sentence or two of story. When I've finished reading this list, we'll also have an opportunity if anyone lost a person on this time in previous years or has lost someone recently, feel free to also share that name and just a sentence or two of story then. We're in the Shaloshim, the first 30 days since the death of Michael Rosen, beloved member of Shir Tikva. We're on the yard site, the Remembrance Week, of Aviva Beninoff, Jay's mother, Daniel Cohn, Jessica's brother, Sarah Donofsky, Bert's mother, Lawrence Felb, Roanne Fish's father, Scott Fader, Wendy Henry's brother, Jesse Gant. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jenny.
So I knew Scott many years ago. I worked in a local co-op here, and he was a customer there. And he was just the funniest guy. He would come in and he'd tell jokes and funny stories. And my coworker Nance and I just remember one day we were like doubled over laughing so hard that we could barely like help other customers. And it was just really a funny memory that I have of Scott. I didn't know Wendy, his sister, until I joined Church Tikva many years later. But I have this wonderful memory of Scott.
Jessie Gant, Darren Woodson's grandmother. David Gilchrist, Tony Gilchrist's father-in-law. Priscilla Goldman, Robert's mother. Nancy, oh, I'm so sorry, Dennis, I can never get it right. Gilamon, Dennis's mother.
Mom died 3 years ago. She taught my sisters to bake pie crust from scratch and all kinds of different cookies. And me, she taught how to make buttercream frosting, which can come in handy. We moved in April. I planted a bunch of flowers. I sent my younger sister a picture of the blossoms, and she said, Mom would like those.
She also taught you your first guitar chords, and I'm grateful to her for that. She was also a person who had a talent for seeing disaster when it was not necessarily, if there was snowfall, it was going to be, a blizzard.
She would let us know from Florida.
Right, yeah. And she loved the UConn women's basketball team.
Howard Hansen, Pamela Goldman's father. Dick Kalins, Jeremy's father, Nancy Kleeman's husband, and beloved member of Shir Tikva.
It's the second yortzeit of my dad's passing, and I've been thinking about, we all contain multitudes and different aspects of ourselves, and I think most people who knew my dad later in his life thought of him as a very serious man, and he was quiet and let other people speak, just like his younger son. But I've been thinking a lot about his silliness, and I kind of wish I knew him as a little kid and as a teenager, because his teenage buddies in Sioux City, Iowa have just always talk about what a good friend he was and their adventures. And I remember as a little kid, I've been thinking about when he had a late 70s, early 80s mustache and what it was like to kiss him on the lips as a little kid, and also to look up and ask him for another uppie. And just sort of leaping up into his arms. And even till his very end, he was a great hugger. And I remember his hugs, especially when I was a little one.
Harold Kapelovitz, Jolene Giddis's uncle. Marvin Cass, Debbie Ornstein's father. Roz Kleeman, Nancy Kleeman's mother. Harmony Klein, Deborah's grandmother. Selma Liebel, Rona Liebel's mother. Luann Lewis, Moon Zlotnick's sister and beloved family member of Mindy, Della, and Anna. Richard Mann, Tracy Mann's father. Jeanette Pekela, James Pekela's mother. Sarah Piesner, Ben Piesner's mother. Sumner Richmond, Freya and Robert Richmond's father and beloved member of Shir Tikva.
My father passed on the 25th of this month. He grew up on the ocean. He dug clams, sailed, and met my mother when he was 17 and she was 16. He parlayed his love of the sea into a career as an aquatic biologist. He taught at Lawrence University for 40 years, and he mentored hundreds and hundreds of students, many of whom went on to have careers of their own in all kinds of science. He saw absolutely no contradiction between science and spirituality. He was bar mitzvahed in his 70s. He adored Shir Tikva and was so proud to hold the Torah as part of the board on high holidays.
Janice Rothbaum, Susan Rothbaum's mother. Reuben Siegel, Cheryl Schaaf's father. Laura Tanz, Mark Tanz's wife and beloved member of Shir Tikva. Ricky Weiss, David's wife, Ben's mother and beloved member of Shir Tikva. And Jerome Jerry Zoffer, Gail's father.
This is the first yahrzeit for my dad. A year goes fast. All of the men in the preceding generation in my dad's family had died by their mid-50s. So my dad lived his life assuming he'd be gone by that time too, and so he hopped it in. And then the miracles of modern medicine, pacemakers and bypasses, meant that he had 3.5 more decades than he ever intended. And he lived zestfully and took early retirement at the age of 89.
Would anyone else like to bring another name into our space today?
Well, actually two, and I think that you missed one. The mother of Ralph Schwartz, Lois Schwartz, her yahrzeit would be the 24th, and I always considered her my aunt, and she was my mother's best friend and roommate in the 30s into the 40s, and she was the one who took me home from the hospital when I was born, and she was a lot of. I appreciated being with her. My sister, even more so, she enjoyed Lois, and she taught me, if no one else, to love to eat. So that was important. And second person is Brian Peterson, who was I can always consider my mentor. He was the pastor of Walker Church. And 35 years ago, now he's gone. But he's one of the key reasons I am in Minneapolis when I could have very easily have gone back to my homeland in New York.
This is the yahrzeit for our friend Ash's mom, Deirdre Misham, and unfortunately she died about 10 years ago, so we didn't get to meet her, but they're from a community in West Virginia, of a Jewish community there, and one of the things that has lasted in her legacy is that when Ash is really upset, he'll say, and apparently what she said, oy vey, just something that's great.
Oy vey is mir. She did the whole thing.
Just this great West Virginia accent. And so I'm glad that we get to experience her through the continued accent of her son.
My cousin Betsy Billings had a celebration of life last weekend. She was the sister of Tom and Bill.
Anyone else? I'll invite folks to rise in body or spirit on page 294. Yitgadal v'yikadash Shemei Rabbah Ve'alma divrach Chiyutei Ve'amlich Malchutei V'chayechon uvyamechon uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael Bagala uvizman kariv v'yimru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'olam Omei Almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitale v'yithalal Shemei Dekutsha Berechu Elam Im Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushachata V'nechemata Damiram Be'alma V'yimru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemayim V'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. Oseh Shalom Yamav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel V'yimru Amen. You can be seated. I was realizing as folks were sharing stories that this Shabbos marks my second completed year at Shir Tikva. The thing that a real richness of this is I'm hearing the stories about your loved ones for now a third time through, and hearing the deepening and the changing of those stories over time is I don't know, it fills my heart. So thank you. We'll continue on with a word of announcements that are potentially in front of MJ.
I don't think that they are. I also don't think that I meet the qualifications to deliver the announcements. Just for nostalgia's sake, shall we do it one more time? Hi, everybody. I'm MJ Gilbert. I'm not a member of the board of trustees at Shir Tikva. I was for a while. Do love getting the announcements. It is such a joy to be here, whether you come in joy, whether you come in pain, whether, as is the case probably for most of us, you come with a mixture of both. It is a blessing to pray and to sing with you. It is what holds us together when everything else wants to pull us apart. So, at the end of the service, would you please take your sidurim and your little pieces of paper back there and put them in nice little piles? That would be really nice. Thank you to everybody who made tonight possible. Our beloved Rabbi Joey, our rabbinic intern Jace Koster, who's going to be my housemate this coming year. One of my housemates this coming year. I know more than you wanted to know. You're welcome, by the way. It's not with reference to that, it's just I'm next on the list. Eric Gordon, the Makom Minion, Julie Jacobs, Lori Sweet, thank you to our Shomrim and Security for your steady presence. There's a lot going on at Shir Tikva always. The place to find that out is in the e-news and on our website. There are a couple of programmatic announcements, and here they are. There is now childcare offered on the first Shabbat of each month. It will be provided to kids between the ages of 2 and 10, and you should check the website for details. Next week, we are delighted to invite you to a special meeting of music and inspiration with Molly Bajgot and Rena Branson as part of our Song of Hope concert series. Join us for an evening of connection, joy, and melodies on Saturday, July 27th at 7 p.m. Buy tickets ahead of time on the website. Rena and Molly will also be our music leaders at next Friday night Shabbat service. It's going to be something you want to be here. I'm telling you this. Next week's service will be a mask required service. If this is not the best fit for you, you still want to be here, but be here on Zoom, where it's really amazing, where you can bring us blessings. If you are new or interested in joining Shir Tikva as an official member, as opposed to, a hanger out, a lurker around the edges of the camp.
A beloved lurker.
Beloved lurker, absolutely. You can talk to me. I will still talk to you, even though I'm no longer a member of the board of directors. Or you can talk to Jonah Rothstein, who's here, Shomer extraordinaire. It says it here, but it also happens to be true after services during Oneg. Each of us as a community are committed to our value of radical hospitality. It is always an aspiration, but it is an aspiration this community is serious about. So please engage with any of us. A reminder, that this community only is worth its salt, whatever that means, if we are here for you when you need us. So if there's something going on in your life, if there is a life change, if there is a loss, if there is sorrow, if there is joy, please reach out to one of our rabbis so that they can activate the Shir Tikva network of support. Those are the announcements for tonight.
Thank you so much for filling in, MJ. One programmatic announcement that I forgot to add in there, Sam Bahor, a Palestinian activist, will be lecturing to our community at noon on Sunday. This is the second in a series of lectures. We heard from Israeli activists at Standing Together last month. Sam's an amazing person and an amazing speaker. I really encourage folks who are interested in what's happening in the West Bank right now to log on in. We are going to move even closer to a close of our service. You can find the words to bless wine and challah on page 5. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit. Ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim. Ki vanu v'charta leotanu kidashta im kol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchalta. Brucha at Shechina nekadeshet haShabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz petei avon. We have some oneg after the service if you want to stick around and schmooze, but in the meantime, we'll close with song.
Okay, so I'm torn. So what we are going to do is collectively have a choose your own nigun adventure.
Wow. Hopefully not at the same time.
No. Although that might be interesting. There is a nigun. I don't think it's a very difficult nigun. I don't think it's a very long nigun that you've never heard before. That if you had the cheshek, the energy for it, I would quickly teach it to you, and I think you would pick it up pretty quickly because I trust you. If you're feeling like, yeah, it's Shabbat, I don't have learning a new nigun in me, I would also love to reprise the nigun that closes Yedid Nefesh. Mm-hmm. So, not tonight. Come back on August 9th. Anybody want to give me some energy here? A new nigun or an old nigun?
Votes for new nigun.
Okay.
Votes for reprise of Yedid Nefesh.
It's a new nigun. Now I know that was ideally we would engage in 3 hours of consensus decision making. Okay, so here it is. This is called Lily's nigun, and yes, it is in honor of Lily Benowitz, lifelong member of Shir Tikva. It goes like this. Here's how the first part goes. Ya la 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 la. Ay 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 ya la 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 la. Let me just do that little part with you. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Ay 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 ya la 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 with me. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Ay 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 ya la 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 la. The second time is almost exactly the same with one tiny little tricksy bit. Listen.
Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la ya 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 la 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 la. So the whole two-part beginning for A part goes ya la 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 la. Ay 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la ya 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 la 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 la. Here's the B part. Ya la ya 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 la la. Try that. Ya la ya 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 la la. Listen. Ya ya la la. Ya la la la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. So the whole first line is ay 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 ya la la. Ay ya la ay ya la 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 ay 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 ya la la. And then it transitions back to the A part, but it's by going, it slows down for a second. It goes ay ya la ay 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 ay. So ay ya la ay 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 ay. Ay ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Ay 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ay ya la ay ay ya la 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 la. Ay 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 ya la la. Ay ya la la ya la 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 ya la ay 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 ya la la. Ay ya la ay 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 ya la 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 ya la la la. Ay 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Ay 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 ya la 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 la. Ay 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 ya la la. Ay ya la la ya la 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 la. Ay 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 ya la. Ay ya la la one more time and ya la 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 ya la la la. Ay 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Ay 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 ya la 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 la. Ay 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 ya la la. Ay ya la ay ya la 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 la. Ay 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 ya la la. Ay ya la ay 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 ay. And we're gonna leave you dangling, and you can resolve this dangling by having some ones.
Special love,
Good
everyone.
Shabbos.
I only got permission from Lily to adopt that. I told her last year for her birthday, I'll write you a gift for you. So Lily adopted from